Right.
Okay.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, we're back. There's an issue with the wireless, it seems, in this house. Unfortunately, because of the nature of my house, I have to run things wirelessly. So at the moment, I've got probably about a 5 or 6 meter cable running from my PC to the router downstairs. Massive trip hazard. Health and safety will shoot me. Um, just hopefully nobody falls over it more than anything else. But hello, everyone. Thank you for your perseverance and patience. Hopefully, no more issues. We'll see how we go. Anyway, James, good to see you as always. How's it going?
Hello. And you, Matt, how's it going?
Now this is fixed, and I'll run some wireless tests tomorrow. Yeah, all good. I got my NAS all set up finally, so that's all honky dory, ready for me to get some stuff backed up on there tomorrow. That'll be my morning tomorrow, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, all the issues seem to be over. The bit rate is good. We're all looking solid. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. So we're a day early. Small matter of England versus Senegal tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I think most of us will be watching that, including James and I. And we didn't want to sit there and go, "Oh, we might be able to do it, we might not." Especially if there's extra time. That'd be 10 o'clock. So
Yeah.
no, definitely
You never know.
not. Yeah, and depends what England team turn up. I think if it's the England team that turned up against Wales, we'll batter them. But if the England team that turns up against the United States, we'll get battered. But there we go. So, one day early. Hashtag Let's Get Shenmue 4. Hashtag Shenmue Anime 2. Tomorrow we have some quite exciting announcements coming on our end for the dojo and the content going forward, but I'll leave that there. You can let your imaginations run wild. James, is there any news from the last time that we streamed? I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I can't think of anything, to be honest, man. I know Richard's been pumping out a few songs. He did a really good one, actually. A Christmas, the Christmas jingle that's outside. I think it might even be like Takara Sushi Place.
Yeah.
There's like a Christmassy jingle that hasn't really got an actual release anywhere. There isn't even like a YouTube video of it. So he's kind of like recreated that to perfection, really. So that's probably worth plugging, I'd say. Not necessarily news. It's just a cool little fun thing. I will give a little bit of a. Let me find the link from that. He's done another today as well. The Shenmue 2 up the roof. So I'll link that. I mean, other than that, we've got a few things to give away. Obviously, we're giving away the copy Shenmue on PAL Dreamcast that I'm going to be drawing a winner on tomorrow. And then we've got a really exciting giveaway actually tomorrow. When have we got any free slots in the morning, Matt? Like maybe like 12ish or something.
There'd be something free, I'm sure.
So yeah, look around 12ish for that. That'll be a really cool giveaway. And then I think we even got a giveaway in the afternoon, man. So we're pretty giving away loads of shit at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which is great for you guys.
Yeah, it's not necessarily our wallets, but still.
It's just a matter of shipping it all into it, really.
Cause...
And obviously today we do a couple of races at the end of the stream as well. We've got some pens. I've got more postcards, of course, and I've actually got some Shenmue 1 and 2 secret spot guides to give away tonight on the races. So yeah, got stuff to look forward to there. But yeah, I don't think there's any news, mate. I can't think of anything.
No,
Anyone in the chat got any news for us?
I'm actually not necessarily news, but one thing that we need to be looking out for is the end of year interviews from Famitsu, etc. over in Japan, because we're getting into that time of year where they're going to be popping up any time now. So whether Yu Suzuki gets asked anything about Shenmue 4, that could be very telling for their plans for next year. I mean, what he said about Air Twister, he didn't explicitly say it was there, but when you look at what came out and what he said, it all sort of lined up. So fingers crossed, we'll see something of that, and at some point, probably towards the back end of next week or early the week after, James and I are going to be recording our final show for the year, which we're going to be doing about Shenmue Online. It'll be a Christmas treat. Get that out before the holidays. And James and I will be doing one more stream before Christmas as well. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. But but I'll put it out at some point.
20 something, wasn't it? I'm sure it was.
Like 22nd or something, I think it rings a bell.
Yeah.
It was the Thursday before Christmas Eve. So there you go.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Right,
Christmas jumper day.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at chat, see who's around. I can see Abdullah's in, Cupertino, Delvec, Drapsnat, JR Oost is in, Manny's in, Scribe's in, Sono's in, Lord Tensei Lord is in, and Terry is in over on Twitch. And I can see Retro Godfather, Silver, Strictly Sega Europe, and Richard Cartledge and Sean Hastings are all over on YouTube. So guys, thank you for dropping in with us as always. And again, thank you for your perseverance while I've been fixing the technical bloody issues that I've had. As I'm sure you all know, it's not normal. This thing doesn't always happen, but it annoys the living shit out of me because I want to give everybody a good time, good experience. So on that note, we are going to be playing some Shenmue 3. The intention is to finish Shenmue 3 tonight, and depending on the time and how things are going, I might do a bit of Battle Rally or Bilo Chan hunting, and then we'll do some giveaways.
Good stuff, man.
So let's drop this in. That should be popping up on the screen very quickly for you. Daily Gaming Videos is in as well.
Gaming Videos is in, yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome, man.
Work out where
so yeah, with you mentioning Air Twister, there was an update the other day, wasn't there, as well? So if anyone's following Air Twister news, we haven't got any Shenmue news, but we've got Air Twister news. Brand new update, loads of costumes, and a one-hit death mode, which is just stupid. I don't know. I don't think anyone can do that.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. No idea, mate.
I mean, I can't save the game, so it may as well be one-hit death for me anyway. But
true, but I can't get to like maybe like the 4th or 5th level without getting hit. So that never mind.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, but it's like 13 stages.
You're nearly halfway. That's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, the boss, the second to last boss, is the hardest one, to be honest. He just does this stupid laser thing that's like almost impossible to dodge. So if you get all the way to that point without getting hit, and then the end boss, you're going to get hit, mate. I can't see how you're not going to get hit.
But do you know, it harks back to the old arcade days, doesn't it? You're like, oh, you bastard, one more go. And before you know it, you spent 3 hours having one more go.
Well, that's it. But the only thing is, Air Twister's like half an hour, isn't it, from start to finish? It's not like a quick 10-minute play.
I think that's the whole point, though, isn't it? I think you get that bug of trying to get as far as you can, and then you spend that time on it, don't you? And it's... I don't know, there's something to be said for that that style of game, in my book at least, anyway.
Don't get many of those these days.
No, you don't. If you, we're not, again, it's not Shenmue talk, but I'm just interested. Have you finished Frontiers yet?
You talk to me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I'm on the 3rd area. I just haven't had time. And I'm actually like doing everything, so it's taking me a lot longer. I'm about 30 hours played now.
Oh, fair play. Yeah, because you're doing like every little heart and thing to collect, aren't you?
Yeah, at the moment I'm collecting the Tails spanner things from the sand area.
There's shitloads.
Not the sand area, sorry, the one after, which is quite a difficult area because it's all broken up into like islands.
Yeah, and you have to use the rails to get over. And it's
and I'm struggling sometimes to find out how to get over to an island. There was one actually. There is a rail there, but once you start going across it, there's like an invisible wall. So I don't know if it's stopping me.
Do you know what?
Do you remember that?
On that island, there's a big bridge. I don't know if you've got that far yet. And I thought
that's the bridge.
Yeah, I thought I could run up it and jump it, but there's an invisible wall there.
Wall.
Yeah, and there's a part that unlocks it later. Like it's deliberately locked off.
So it's a shame, really, because you're definitely going to make it. They should have just made it further, so there was no chance of making it, rather than have this invisible wall.
So strange.
But I'm still enjoying it, man. I will get there.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'd recommend anybody to play it. I really, really would. And I finished God of War today as well.
Ooh, nice, man. Was that good? 10 out of 10?
Right, straight up, it's not a 10 out of 10 game, right? It's a very good game, and I'd give it definitely a solid 8.5, possibly a 9, because actually the story at the end punches you in the feels. It really did, yeah. The story is immaculately told.
I need to get on that really. I probably after Frontiers, I'll try and play the first one again because it's free anyway on the PS Plus thing.
Yeah.
There's a Sonic show out on the 15th, isn't there? The new Sonic Prime
Yeah, on Netflix.
on Netflix. Yeah, funny enough, on Netflix. I'm looking forward to that.
Daily gaming videos of playing Ragnarok as well. 10 hours in. It took me about 30 hours. Ragnarok.
30 hours.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, man.
And I didn't do a huge amount of side content because I couldn't be bothered. I just fancied.
Is that just the story then? 30 hours to get
I
through?
reckon I did about 8 hours side content and the rest was story.
That's crazy. I thought it was more of a linear experience, that.
They have actually made it more. Ragnarok is more linear than the first one because the first one's massive open world, but they've made it. I don't know. It feels a bit more enclosed, which I quite liked. Because if I wanted to go and do something, it wasn't. I'd have to go miles and miles off. It all felt quite knitted together, a lot better knitted together, in my book anyway.
I will get round to it, but 30 hours, I don't know that. I wasn't expecting that because I haven't even put 30 into Sonic Frontiers yet, which is crazy.
Oh, someone needs
What's going on here?
Oh, a bot.
Is that a bot?
Ban the fucker.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Just need to work out how to do it first. There's a little... How would you do this shit? I can never fucking work this out on Twitch. There's like a sword, but I'm clicking it and fucking nothing's happening.
I might be able to deal with it. Hang on.
Oh, I have to click the person's name, that's why. Okay. Ban. There you go. Done.
We do not like bots.
Who falls for that, man? I don't know who's streaming there, thinking, oh, okay, let's get some more viewers and followers from this random fucking first-time viewer.
It sounds really funny, and actually, I'm going to come into this a little bit in a bit, but like with social media and things, some people are desperate, aren't they, for attention to make it or whatever. So they will jump on this sort of thing. And speaking of people wanting attention, the amount of people that have been crapping on
Callisto
Sonic
Protocol,
Frontiers,
you're gonna say.
and then Callisto Protocol because it's a 7 out of 10 game, James.
Yeah, apparently so, mate. It's the worst game ever made.
It's worse than Shenmue 3, apparently. The amount of fucking shit's been slung at it. I've got it here. I'm going to start playing it tomorrow.
I want to play that, especially
really good.
Probably even more so now. It's a 7 out of 10. As daft as that sounds, I want to play it more now.
I like big bots. Like
sometimes
well
these
played.
perfect games are too... I don't know.
They're too perfect.
They're too perfect, and it's like not that enjoyable. Obviously that's a daft thing to say when a game's meant to be perfect, but
I'm gonna bring this sort of towards Shenmue because that's partly why we're here. But you look at these 10 out of 10 games, and I would go and say 90% of them are very similar in the way they play, the way they're presented. Generally, everything about them is very similar, but they're all very, 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 very polished, very slick. But they don't do anything different, do they? They don't do anything that breaks a mold. They don't do anything that's risky. The 7 out of 10 games
that's
do.
why it's like Tensai Lord saying like he has a hard time playing games these days? Because I feel the same. Do you think it is because every game kind of feels the same that we're less interested in playing them? Or I just feel like I'm too... Yeah, I don't know if it's too boring or I'm too distracted and not really letting myself get into it, be immersed into it. But
there's a definite formula to the way games are these days. And actually, a game like Shenmue doesn't fit that formula, does it? In the way it presents and the way it's done and everything about it. Shenmue is very much against it. So, but how do you...
There is too many of the same type of game. Like you were saying it, like you like the PlayStation exclusives, but they do kind of like all fit that same sort of mold, don't they? Like your Spider-Man's amazing, but it is this open world with loads of side quests. Your God of War's amazing, but it is this sort of open world thing with loads of side quests. yeah, Horizon's amazing, but it is sort of this open world with loads of side quests,
On
and
it,
I'm sure there's some more than that. It's just
Uncharted, another one. All the storytelling in these games is absolutely fantastic. It is awesome. I love it, and that's why I play them, because I love the storytelling. But the gameplay loops, you literally could play them blind, sort of thing,
yeah,
and you'd quite easily be playing the same game. And that's what I find a little bit sad in gaming these days, you know.
hmm
And actually, I see someone's mentioned Detroit Becoming Human. I love that game because yes, it was a.
I like that game actually. Yeah,
I know it was a. Yeah, it's on rails. It's quite linear, but the storytelling was excellent.
hmm
And I just felt more involved with it. If that makes sense.
yeah. I really like Quantic Dream games actually. They're some of my favourites. Yeah, definitely grabs you.
So
And
a game like
you do actually start to get an emotional attachment to the characters as
Yeah,
well,
you
don't you?
do.
Because of
So then a game like Shenmue, right? Like Shenmue 3 is a 7 out of 10 average, right? I'm rounding it up a tiny bit, but it's 7 out of 10 average.
yeah,
So how do these games that are 7 out of 10s, 7.5 out of 10s, which, you know, to me, you, most of the people in chat here who have grown up with games, you know, since at least 16-bit, if not 8-bit era, how do those games show themselves off in such a light they don't get crapped on by everybody? Because it's mad how these games get shit on for being crap, even though they're not crap. If that makes sense.
yeah. It's the same reason why Sega probably can't release an arcade style game these days, because everyone would shit on it because oh, it only took me like 2 hours to beat or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine if they released. Well, I suppose I don't know. Is that a bad example because they are releasing House of the Dead remake? I don't know what the ratings are of that, but
I don't know. Actually.
do you know what I mean? You can't. Can you imagine Sega releasing a full-priced game that's like, Virtual Cop 4, and it's,
Takes a
it
couple
takes
of
45
hours.
minutes to complete or something?
Yeah. It's
They don't do it anymore, do they?
No, they don't.
There's got to be these 100-hour experiences to like. I saw someone say the other day that if they get an hour per dollar spent on a game, they're happy. So that means that every game has to be like 60 hours long.
I don't know about you, James, but I get bored shitless.
Yeah. If it's the same game for that long.
And the game could be excellent, but I get bored. I don't know, I just want an experience. Some games, I like longer games, right, and that's fine. But sometimes I just want to pick something up and just mindlessly play it. I don't want a 100-hour experience. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was a good game, in my opinion. It took me 65 fucking hours to do that. That was
puts
ridiculous.
me off.
That was ridiculous.
That puts me off. It's the same with the one before that. I want to play it because I do like the Assassin's Creed games, but they're just too long these days. Like, I remember the first one taking like 9 hours, and I really enjoyed it because it was like really quite linear, to be honest. Even though it was an open world city, but it was like, here's the target, go kill him, and stealth around. But then the new ones are like, it doesn't feel like you're playing an Assassin's Creed game anymore. It feels more like an MMO.
Yeah, it does. I know they're going back to their roots a little bit with the next one, hopefully making it a bit more.
Well, games used to just be so much better when they were like 20-minute experiences, even like a Crazy Taxi. You pick up and play 20 minutes, and like I've said before, you probably play that 60 hours and I'd still want to play it. Whereas a 60-hour game, I'm only going to play once ever and put it down.
And that's
it's just going to
exactly
sit on
what
my
I
shelf.
do. I play it once, it's in the shelves, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
And it's forgotten about. And it's not because it's not a good game, it's because there's no reason for me to go back to it.
No.
But I also...
Hey, Daniel Man, by the way.
Hey, Dan.
Just
How's it
noticed
going,
in the
man?
chat.
I also think that a lot of these companies put a lot on Metacritic ratings. I mean, you look at Days Gone, which was a big Sony project, and I think it scored like 71, 72 out of on Metacritic. I've played it. I quite liked it. Yes, it had some issues. Don't get me wrong, but I enjoyed it. But they're not going to make a sequel because it scored too low on Metacritic.
Yeah.
Even though it sold
Which
well.
is a shame. It is a shame. And I've seen a lot of people like really, really love that game. You know, in the same breath, people are saying like it was a disappointment. Some people are saying it was amazing. It was like a unique experience. I think Peter was saying how good it was actually.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
It's a game I still need to play actually.
I enjoyed it, and it was really good. Yeah, there was some issues with it. Don't get me wrong, and there's some things they could have done better. But I sat there and I enjoyed the experience quite happily, and I thought it was better than the ratings they gave it personally. But it got crapped on. I could
imagine so.
It got crapped on for being 7 out of 10 basically. So now it's not getting a sequel, even though it made money. So when you see like games like Callisto Protocol, which I know is a bit like Dead Space by all accounts, and Dead Space was excellent, solid 7 out of 10 game, and people are shitting on it. What do these companies think? Because do they want to bother taking these risks and making these sorts of games that do something a little bit different, or do they go fuck it, we just need to make money, let's just conform?
It is hilarious though, isn't it? How many times we pointed out the 7 out of 10 argument, and then you literally see it happen. Callisto Protocol, whatever it's called, and it's just hilarious. It is hilarious how people like just jump on stuff. So we got Tensai Lord saying, problem with this era of the internet is everyone has a voice now. Some people that shouldn't have a voice, as opposed to the 90s or the early 2000s where only gaming mag had a voice. I just feel like games like Shenmue, Final Fantasy VII, etc. may ruin games for people, ruin the fact that of a comparison. But also if you've been gaming for hell years, you get bored.
But that point of social media is an interesting one, because I take that on, actually. I do think there's people out there who are, let's be honest, have really fucking stupid opinions. Now, everyone is entitled to an opinion, right? But it doesn't mean that if an opinion's fucking stupid, someone ain't going to call it out. But these people, because they tend to be quite active on social media, it's always the minority who are loud, isn't it? These negative Nancys or whatever who want to kick off about everything. Whereas people who are enjoying the games don't really say anything. So these people are quite loud, and then the companies go, oh shit, this is this wrong, there's this, that wrong. It does my head in.
Yeah, that's the same with anything though. Like, more people are going to leave a negative review than a positive one, aren't they? Because people that are happy just carry on with life, whereas the people that are like pissed off, have to rant somewhere. Daniel Man says he honestly felt that way about Lost Judgment recently. He enjoyed it, but it felt like it was getting a bit too bloated for its own good. I haven't played it yet, so I don't. I still need to play the first Judgment.
I can see what
just
he's
too
saying.
much on the backlog.
I can absolutely see what you're saying with it. Like, it was a great game.
I can imagine it's the same with like one of the newer Yakuza games that are like 50 hours, aren't they? Like, I know Yakuza 5 took me about 50 hours, whereas one of the early games was like 10 or 20. They just got too big for their own good.
And actually, you look at Sonic Frontiers, and to a point Shenmue 3, with like some of the videos that came out. You look at Donkey, Knobhead basically shat all over Frontiers, and didn't say.
Is that the guy that gave it 1 out of 10?
That was Jim Sterling did that.
Oh yeah. Cool.
But Donkey didn't like shit. Yeah, he didn't outright say go and shit on this game, review bomb it. But he did it through the back door, and people went and did it. Why? And then obviously with like Super Eye Patch Wolf and the shit he said about Shenmue 3, people then jump on that bandwagon, the YouTuber bandwagon, and it affects these games. It affects the companies that do it.
That's all it takes. And people just aren't willing to make their own opinion these days. Streets of Rage.
I know we.
I love Streets of Rage. Says, pick up. That's another one that you can just pick up and play whenever.
So I'm going to pull a question from the podcast that James and I were talking about actually the other day, and it's the episodic format for Shenmue 4. I know we've been having a sort of conversation, the staff chat, and I think we were talking to Scribe about it yesterday, but I want to put that out to chat. Shenmue 4 episodic. So basically, you sell each episode for say 30 quid, and then at the end you get say 3 parts. So you're getting 10-hour experience per game, so you get 30 hours for over 3 games, 30 quid each, so you're basically paying 90 quid. At the end of it, they could do like a collector's edition, which James suggested. How do people feel about that idea, and can it make money?
I like that idea. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea. Because if anyone hasn't heard what we were talking about in the podcast show, it was like the way that Shenmue's built, if you think about it, is each game or each chapter is its own area. So Shenmue 1 was your Costco, wasn't it? Shenmue 2 was split into 3. You had Hong Kong, Kowloon, even though we know that's kind of in Hong Kong, but it felt like a section area, its own area, and Guilin. And then Shenmue 2's got Bailu Village, Niaowu. So if each of those were a standalone episode, that's my thinking. And the amount of like different areas that Rio's got to travel to, we've seen the Yu Suzuki map, the area map of all the different where he says the next chapter is going to be in the future of the series. And if we're up to what are we up to, like chapter 5 or something right now?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And these 11 chapters, so we've still got 6 to go. So if you think the rest of the Shenmue series is going to be broken into 6 episodes, and each of those episodes is like, I keep forgetting where they're heading to.
They're going to Cliff Temple now, aren't they?
Cliff Temple, yeah, Cliff Temple. Say if that is considered a whole 10-hour experience.
Yeah.
Baisha, maybe they want to revisit Baisha. That's a whole 10-hour experience. Somewhere else, I don't know, Shanghai or something. Maybe even Tibet. That'd be a cool one.
Or Menkun or something, yeah.
And obviously, yeah, towards the end, Menkun. So each of those is its own episode. So Shenmue 4 could be 3 episodes. Shenmue 5 could be 3 episodes, and then the whole series is done. And then at the end of each 3, they can re-release it as its whole package. So you do get your Shenmue 4 in the end. They just split it digitally into 3 chunks before turning it into a proper physical release for the Shenmue 4. So if anyone isn't interested in the episodic base, they will get a Shenmue 4 eventually. But the people that actually want to continue Rio's journey, and then they can make money while we're playing because we're buying it. They don't have to like fork out a big 20 to 30 million budget. They can split the budget into 3. Potentially.
Yeah, and just picking up what Retro's saying in the chat, that obviously we would love Shenmue 4 to be a whole game. I know it does deserve better. The franchise does deserve better, but as James is just saying, in terms of like upfront budget, in theory you could make, because this is what 25-30 hour game, Shenmue 3 roughly. So you could make. And that costs $20 million. So in theory, you could make a 4th Shenmue game or an episode for say $10 million. Because you've got all the assets there. A lot of the systems are there. You just might need to tighten them up a bit. You could lose, unfortunately, I know it's very Shenmue to have this, but you could lose the voice acting for the NPCs and only have it for the key ones, as an example, to bring the cost down even further. So the upfront cost is far less than a brand new game. So that might attract a publisher in. The issue then is there enough fans that will buy it to turn it profit, and will that profit be enough? That's the question, isn't it? Because how many do you reckon
But it will be
are
a cheaper experience. It might encourage someone to pick up. I'll pick up Shenmue 4 Episode 1. It's only 20 quid or whatever. And see what all the fuss is about. I don't know. And like a few people says, it probably would have to be more story focused.
That's not a bad thing, though.
But it isn't a bad thing. That's what we want, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, they've got the engine, they've got the gameplay and mechanics and stuff like that. That they could just, if it was just the way Shenmue 3 is, but just in a brand new area, and it was story focused,
and tightened up,
it could
a bit.
work. What
I wouldn't want them to lose, though, is that Shenmue feel. That obviously you have a story focus, but they still need to do the mundane in Shenmue, the environments, the beauty, the talking to people where you can, if they can afford to do that. The little things that Rio does that make Shenmue.
That was a nice little idea from Blackwater Park 444 as well. He says, obviously, if you're doing it episodic, maybe episode 2, episode 3, they can release the first episode for free to encourage players to, say if it takes, I don't know how long it would take between these episodes, maybe 6 months between them, or is that too short? I don't know. But yeah, all the money they make from us fans for each episode, and then when it comes to episode 2 or 3, they could say, they could sell that again by saying, okay, the first episode's free now, people to catch up, and ultimately, once it's all out, they can still do a Shenmue 4. Do you know what I mean? They can still say, okay, all 3 episodes are out now. Get rid of the whatever they use as a transition, I suppose. I don't know, and just make it feel like it's one whole. I mean, Shenmue's really good with its transitions. If you think about it, every time you reach a semi-conclusion, Rio's traveling to a new location, isn't he?
Yeah.
So at the end of the end of the Hong Kong chapter, he gets on a bus to Kowloon. So that bus journey is like the start of the next episode, in a sense. You're arriving in Kowloon, this brand new area. Then at the end of that, he gets on a boat to Guilin. The Guilin arrival would be the start of the next episode. Same in this, the Niaowu thing. It's like the transitions are there that it could be split up in theory.
Yeah, quite easily. And all you need to do is do a little recap of the previous episode at the start, and then away you go.
Hey, Faris, by the way.
Damn.
I mean, we'll take it. Whatever they do, we'd take it. If they said, okay, Shenmue 4 is being released, next year, 50-hour experience. Okay, job done, innit? Basically.
Yeah.
But if they are struggling to get a publisher, if they are struggling to find the means for a budget, this could be a way of doing it.
I'd take it. I mean, it's not the ideal situation, but you'd take it.
Scrab says it could work. Episodic format could be profitable, but not by a huge margin based on the 2018-19 sales numbers from episodes. But if they supplemented the revenue earned by releasing paid DLC or season passes, yeah. And like you said, Matt, I mean, if they did split it into 3 episodes and they're priced evenly, so say Shenmue 3 was released at 60, if they release each episode at 30, and these 3 episodes, they've essentially sold Shenmue 4 for 90, haven't they? But we've been happy because we've been paying seemingly less, even though we've had to pay it 3 times over the course of, say, a 2-year period. So to us, that was like buying 3 separate games. But the Shenmue 4 that they were going to make they've earned sales of 90 quid per time then, rather than 60. So it's actually made them more money in theory if everyone buys all 3 episodes.
I mean, that's the risk, isn't it? That if everybody buys the episodes, because what I think they need to do with whatever they do, be it a whole 4th game, episodic, whatever it turns out, is that has to be, and it pains me to say this, but it has to be an 8 out of 10 minimum on the Metacritic stuff, because it gets shat on if it's not.
The first episode would have to blow it out the park, wouldn't it? Otherwise, you're going to see a drop off. You're going to see a drop off like we've seen a drop off with the games, aren't we? Do you know what I mean?
And that's the thing. If it doesn't, I guess it's the same risk either way. But if it fails in episodic format, I think we're done. Like, that's it. Because
another good thing there, someone's just mentioned, Abdul had mentioned the animation as well. If it was to be a thing that the anime came back for season 2, and Shenmue 4 is going to take 4 years, if they do release it episodically, and episode 1 can be released in a year or so, the anime series then for season 2 could be Shenmue 3's half of it, and episode 1 of Shenmue 4's the other half, and then they haven't had to come up with their own story while Yu Suzuki's working on Shenmue 4, and there's maybe a potential there of like clashing narratives depending on how the anime team take it. Because I think we'd all want the games to come first and then the anime to be based on the games like we've got,
Absolutely.
rather than the anime overtaking, coming up with its own narrative. And then you kind of stuck with that narrative. If there's a Shenmue 4, does the Shenmue 4 have to then follow the anime narrative? So splitting it into episodes, that is if the anime's going to come back sooner rather than later, I guess.
Well, actually, this is a little bit of news. Now I think about it, you just twigged something in my head, James. So,
Okay.
Jason DeMarco's over on Twitter. He's very active, and he was tweeting the other day saying that Sony Crunchyroll are actually starting to work with Adult Swim a little bit better now. Don't know why, but they are. Which, I mean, that could obviously improve things for a home release or whatever. But one I popped up on my own personal account and said, so where does this improve the chances of the Shenmue anime season 2? And he said, unfortunately, probably not.
Yeah.
So it's obviously on their end rather than Crunchyroll and Sony's end. By that,
Did he just say nope? Was it nope?
He said, unfortunately not.
Right.
So I do wonder what's been said behind the scenes with it. So I'm getting this cutscene out because Sonny put out this last night.
Oh, I suppose we are recording this. We could chuck it as the full video.
I've got a save pretty close anyway.
Look at the texture. I love the textures they've used on the wood, and I've always really liked the glass effect. How it looks a bit like grimy and it's see-through, but it's not at the same time because of how grimy it is. It's really cool. Go back, turn around and have a look at the glass. I just think it's really cool. Is it that glass? Maybe it's the other side looking out.
What, here? Oh yeah, you can see the dirt on it.
Yes, that's it. That's interesting that you can only see the dirt one way. So that sort of implies that this side of the glass is dirty, right?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, the anime, unfortunately, and people say the problem is when they've had a massive merger. I mean, they've canned everything basically. Batgirl, $90 million film, it's got canned, and it had been finished. So, with all due respect,
think we're cursed, yeah.
Wow.
Tensei's saying that we're cursed. We got to see what happens, haven't we?
I think behind the scenes, I mean, we are in a global recession. I think Sun said this in our staff chat quite a few times. We're in a global recession. No one's going to want to be taking any risks with money at the moment. So the timing's not great. But maybe in a couple of years when things settle down, that conversation might be had again. It's ridiculous, though. It is ridiculous because on the surface, it's done really well, smashed its metrics. What more does it need to do? It's absolutely ridiculous in my head, but there you go.
It's crazy that we're kind of back to square one. Yeah, you've got an anime series that's like at the same point as the games were all those years ago, and it's such a fucking shame. So I think at the moment we should just keep pushing, push for both, but particularly Shenmue 4 because that hasn't been written off yet. That no one said Shenmue 4 has been cancelled or. Yeah, there hasn't even been a Blu-ray release or anything, has there? Which is a shame. Yo, Peter Wilson.
Hey, man.
You all look lovely today, you two, mate.
He's missed all the fun and games with the technical issues.
Yeah, that's true. Where we look blocky and 180p or something.
But yeah, I'd buy anime, Blu-ray, whatever. I mean, I bought a knockoff DVD one.
Yeah, which isn't too bad, to be fair.
No, it's actually
but
quite
it's
good
not
quality.
official, is it?
No, I want something bloody official.
With some, like, I think someone mentioned, like, some sort of behind the scenes.
Well, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. Or even if there's, like, some sort of a gallery or something with concept art, and the drawing phases and all that sort of stuff. That would be pretty cool to see.
Made like a proper collector's edition. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
All the trailers compiled on there as well.
But it hasn't been ruled out.
Deserves it. Does deserve it.
It hasn't been ruled out a Blu-ray release, but I don't know what needs to be done from a Adult Swim Crunchyroll perspective to make it happen. I don't know why.
Do they probably asked this stuff before, but do they release their own Blu-rays and stuff like that? Adult Swim or
I know Crunchyroll do. Through like some other company, they release their Blu-rays, so I imagine they could on that end of it. It's whether I guess Adult Swim would be willing for it to happen as well.
Yeah, should have happened by now though.
It's ridiculous it hasn't. Like I have no idea why it hasn't.
Disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Statue, the Sega Shop Europe one, Peter.
Yeah, that's a nice statue. I've got one behind me, actually.
I wonder how many of those they've got left, do you reckon? I feel like they created like a limited supply of them.
I know if you looked in the code on Sega Shop, I think they had about 2,500 on there.
When it was released, or?
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know whether that's still the case or not. But it's being sold. It's being sold in that bundle, isn't it, with the duck?
With the duck,
Christmas, which actually isn't bad. Oh, thank you for the
got a
sub.
subscription.
Pireg. I hope I've pronounced that right. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. And for anybody who wonders where the money goes, it goes to the site costs.
Basically.
Keeps the site alive on the internet for everybody.
I think we've covered 1 month's worth of those costs since we've been started.
Yeah.
Or maybe a couple of months.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very kind of you.
Oh, shield mode's just come on again. Why has he done that?
Yeah, I think it's that new thing. I think, yeah. It looks like Frankie did it, but
hey, Frankie,
I think it's because it. Yeah, it's. I did that earlier. It's because it looks like one of the pop-ups, like resub or, I accidentally clicked it.
Sorry, I can still see the chat here at least. It doesn't
It's
clear.
like a new feature.
Doesn't clear
I've
on
never
the
seen
overlay.
that before.
It's fucking annoying, those bloody pop-ups. It's like, is it because I swore?
Yeah, it's your fault, Peter.
I tell you what, if it was, we'd be getting shut down the amount I swear on stream.
What did he say? So my wife would fucking kill me if I bought that. But if I received it as a present I didn't know about, get rid of it.
Terry.
We did give one away.
Yeah, we did at Sega Shop and gave us one to give away.
Ooh, Hype Train. What's going on?
For the sub. Hype Train?
What does that mean?
I've no idea.
So there's a picture of a train with a tick and there's an empty circle.
I think if lots of people start subbing, you get a Hype Train. I don't quite know how that works, but...
Is all this new? We never had like a Terry scrolling across the top of the stream chat banner sort of thing before, did we?
If we did, I didn't notice it. I don't pay much attention to the top of it because I read the chat off of the overlay because it's easier.
So it says, once a hype train is underway, the community fills up the hype meter with more subs, gifts, or bits. Everyone who contributes receives one unique emote based on the highest level completed. Well, we don't really have any... Well, there is some unique emotes there, but they're not Shenmue ones. We do need to look into that, don't we?
Fucking out, the hype train's just started. Oi! And thank you for the sub, Manny. It's now literally, it's come all over my screen. Hype train, hype train. Jibby bloody hell.
Should be subscribed.
For fuck's sake.
That's Frankie there, that is. She's just gifted 3 subs. Which is awesome.
Thank you, Frankie.
Thanks, Frankie.
Kid vids as well. Excellent.
So we have got those emotes. I forgot. We have got some Shenmue Dojo emotes.
We have, and the
They're
anime
just
emotes.
a tiny bit pixely because we updated them. They look quite nice now.
I think Sun updated them for us.
Oh, okay. There you go then. They were quite pixely the last time I looked, but yeah, it looks like they're not too bad. How do I get a Landy? How come I can't even get the Landy one?
Would we have been tipped off in advance? Do you know what? I'd like to be tipped off in advance because then I can plan for what the hell we're going to do about it if it does happen, but...
Use 10,000 more bits to permanently unlock this emote. How much is 10,000 bits?
Frankie's giving away more subs. Thank you so much.
Bloody hell.
Zolican. Welcome.
Level 2 completed. See, this is all new to me. I don't know what all this shit's going on here, but
it's
cool.
Sit and research it a bit more, but I just don't have the time.
Much appreciated. I can't even get rid of this bits thing now. How do we get rid of this?
It's gone mental.
I might have to refresh the stream because I cannot figure out how to get rid of that bits pop up, just so I can see the chat again.
Oh, and Bruce is subscribed over on YouTube. Thank you very much. I'm just getting all these bloody pop-ups everywhere.
Like, I watch stuff on Twitch, but I don't really... Like, when you've got the tools in front of it, I haven't got a clue what's going on.
I need to sit and do a bit more research into some of this stuff.
Really cool, though.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Frankie.
I don't know who I'm thanking. Is it all Frankie?
And Terry earlier as well.
Terry as well, man. Too kind. What are you spending all your money on there, Frankie? Because you've got like bloody baby metal stuff to save up for, haven't you? In a couple of weeks' time. Don't go too mad.
Oh, daily gaming videos gifted 5. Thank you very much.
Much appreciated, dude.
Absolutely insane. Thank you, everybody. And as I said, it all goes to
yeah, I don't bother with the tier 3.
Nah, don't bother that.
I think we'd literally just, when we were uploading emotes, it kind of... I don't think it forced us to do those ones, but there's like options for tier 3, so we were like, well... See, when I look at my emotes, I'm missing a black and white Rio, for some reason, Dalin, Joy, Landy, and a forklift. Okay, yeah. So Dalin and the black and white Rio is the tier 3. It's not worth it.
No, not for that money. I tell you what, we'll change the tier. If someone signs up for that tier, we'll have to work out something good for them.
The tier 3?
Yeah, I know. We'll turn up at their house or something.
Just hopefully they don't live in bloody Australia or something. The Dalin is a pretty good emote, but
yeah, it is, to be fair.
It's not worth 20 quid a month.
I do like seeing the alerts though, because they are bloody good. I didn't make them. These were made when Peter was here still. That was before my time on the staff, actually.
Yeah, no, it was good. Peter had a really good following. It's a shame he doesn't... Well, I know he's not able to stream really at the moment, but hopefully in the future. It's always a possibility. That would be a good idea, Frankie. Yeah. Commission Titch to make some sick emotes. To be honest, I mean, I know you guys are mods anyway, aren't you? I don't know if you're capable of going in the back end and like sorting some shit out for us that we haven't got a clue about. Nicky J thumbs up. That'd be cool. Yeah. So I mean, if you're able to play about with the emotes or something, I don't know. That would be okay with us.
Just going back to chat a minute. So someone said, do you think we'd get tipped off if Shenmue 4 was coming? I'd like to be tipped off. Whether we actually do is another question. Because I'd like to be able to bloody plan what the hell we do.
One thing that reminded me, like, when you said that was like, what was the thing? It was, I think it was PC Gaming Show, maybe about 2016 ish, when Dan Sheridan was like the Sega Europe social media guy. And I might have told the story before, but I actually went there because I think I won some tickets. I was like retweeting some Sega stuff and got free tickets to this PC gaming show. So we went to London, and he was actually there around the Sega booth, and I was speaking to him about Sonic and Shenmue, and I was like, this was at the time before Shenmue 1 and 2 HD was announced. I was saying to him, what's the chance of like a Shenmue 1 and 2 happening? Or a Shenmue remaster or something, I said. And he said he couldn't say anything, and I was like, "Well, can you like blink 2 times, like blink twice to me if you're thinking about it?" And he did all this stuff with his eyebrows, like there's a bit of a joke. But I think that's how we'd be, Matt, if we were told that there's a Shenmue 4 in the works. If someone said, can you give us a little hint? Just do all this eyebrow bollocks.
I expect if anything did come our way, we'd be signing NDAs.
Yeah.
And if we signed an NDA, we would absolutely have to keep quiet, because we'd get our asses sued for a lot of money, and I quite like living in my house.
True.
So yeah, it's there would be a telltale sign of something, because this is a stupid example, but if you take like 2015, right, if someone had been tipped off about that happening at Sony on the dojo at that time,
yeah,
I reckon somebody would have streamed that show live off the dojo, wouldn't they?
And I don't think we did we?
No.
I think that was like the biggest surprise going, that was to everyone. Like something was in the air. You kind of had good vibes about that E3 compared to all the rest. There was like something going on. That Yu Suzuki tweet obviously as well, but something was going on. I don't know how to describe that, because that was like the most insane E3 ever.
Absolutely ridiculous, that E3.
But you know what I mean? It was weird. It was like we kind of knew something without saying like you knew it was going to happen. If something was happening, you felt like something was happening. And there's no particular reason why you'd think that, apart from the Yu Suzuki tweets, but
put it this way, if we're streaming a random gaming show at 2 AM UK time, you might want to watch it.
Having said that, we've kind of done shit like that before.
Just not at 2 AM
Perhaps not at 2 AM. Yeah. I think these days you're always going to get some sort of a dodgy leak thing going on, aren't you? Regardless. No one can keep their mouth shut. Do you know what I mean? There's always someone. There was some guy that was like, I think he made a second account on Twitter, and he was going around saying like, "Oh, this guy's known as like the guy that reveals everything. He leaks everything. He's like, he says something's going to happen and it happens. One of those people where it's like, oh, this guy's in the know." And he got caught out because I think he tweeted accidentally on his main account, so everyone knew it was him. And then all the companies that have been working with him, signing NDAs and stuff with him, obviously we're done with this guy. He's just leaked something that he shouldn't have done, and he got in trouble for it. I think I don't know who the guy was. It's just something I heard about happening.
It's so fucking risky.
There's always going to be someone though, isn't there? Like if someone hears that there's a Shenmue 4 in the works and it's going to be announced at E3 2023, someone's going to say something somewhere like,
because I can promise you now, if we sign an NDA and James and I have signed those NDAs, we will not be saying a fucking word to anyone, because it's not worth it.
We are professional in that sense, aren't we?
Oh yeah, and we want to work with these companies going forward.
and get that trust and that honesty, and we are anyway. You know, it's not like we need to force ourselves to be trusted.
No, I think you'd like to think what we've done in the last 2.5 years says it for itself. But
Yeah.
like to just make the point. Like, I wouldn't tell a soul that I've signed an NDA. We just
Smart ball. That's what I forgot the name of this game.
ah.
Make a note of that.
Lord Tensei reckons 2023 reveal for Shenmue 4. Well, why the fuck not? Yeah, like I say, we wouldn't say anything to anybody. It's not the way to go. It's not the way we want to do things. And if people want to go on the internet and leak stuff, it's up to them.
I called it Powerball.
Powerball.
Yeah. Powerball. What are those? This is a random off-topic thing, but what are those things that you do that and there's like a thing inside, like a gyro thing? That's a Powerball, isn't it? I think. Do you know what I mean? And it's supposed to like work your arm muscle.
Oh yeah, I see people get those to their wrists.
I think that's a Powerball. Or is a Powerball the rubber ball that you bounce and it goes like 60 foot in the air? That's a Powerball, I think.
I just call it very bouncy ball. Simple like that. I was gonna say something else. I can't remember what bloody hell it was now.
Yeah, I think if we knew something about Shenmue 4, like Peter Wilson saying, I don't think we'd be coming up with like, why don't we do an episodic base? Why don't we do a Shenmue 0?
No, at the end of the day, if we get told about it, fantastic, because it would help us plan. It would definitely help us plan for things. And I've said publicly to anybody who's listening, I will sign any NDA anybody wants, and I guarantee you that we won't say a fucking word. But I'd love it for the planning. I'd love it for the planning. The anime, like, that came out on Twitter, and I think we got tipped off about it about a day before it was getting confirmed.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did. I pulled in some favours and got that sorted. But again,
tell me that again. I can't remember.
But again,
my memory's just shocking though.
But I remember.
We probably have been told Shenmue 4's happening. I just can't remember.
I remember getting that. I remember getting that rumor, and I remember going, and then having to sort of check it out. But
okay,
what would we do to celebrate of Shenmue 4? That's a good question, actually. What would the site do?
What would we do? I'd want, if there was like a brand new screenshot or like a new model of Rio or something, I'd love the main homepage to like reflect that.
Yeah.
Like make that front and center of the homepage somehow.
Yeah. I think as well, I think probably we'd do a stream that day if it was practical to do it. We'd jump on, do a stream.
We just honestly,
about it.
we'd be talking about everything possible, humanly possible. What you want to see in Shenmue 4, even though we've covered it a million times, I just don't think you'd hold your excitement to not. Drunken Jim, 24-hour stream, that would be insane. We could do, couldn't we? I think now that we've kind of got like a bit of a streaming setup going and
a community
a community that watches us when we do stream, I would love to play through Shenmue 4 with you, Matt. I know you can. You said before that you want it to yourself, but even if you do have your first playthrough, if we like smash it and then play it again while it's still relevant,
it's really hard. Really hard. I don't know how I
it's
feel
difficult.
about it.
I know, yeah, because I know you want to play it on your own. I'm the same. I'd want to experience it myself, but I just think it would be amazing content to like get first reactions to like a scene happening.
All right then, so let's put this to the chat. Shenmue 4 getting released. It's in our hands.
But would everyone watch us? That's the thing as well, or would they be wanting to play?
Would you watch my first playthrough live?
Day one, or would we have to do it a week later?
That's what Peter did. He recorded it all, and then
so he
released it episodically.
That's a good idea.
So could do that.
To be fair, if we didn't want to do it jointly, we could both record our own playthroughs.
Absolutely.
And then Titch, if you're in the chat there, Shenmue 4 playthrough for us.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? A lot of people want to play it first, but actually, if we recorded it, our individual playthroughs, or said, or worked something out that way, that would probably be the way to go. And then maybe the second playthrough could be a Well,
I know what I'd want if I was, say if I wasn't a Shenmue Dojo guy, I was like just watching. Maybe it was just Juma, just I don't exist. I'm watching you. I know that like if there's a Shenmue 4, I'd want to watch you play it for the first time. So I'm sure there's loads of people like that even if we did record everything separately, if we had 3 playthroughs going on, maybe 4 if we could get Peter involved, I'd want to watch all 4 because it's how someone reacts to something certain in their own way. Even if it's going to be the same reaction, because we're all Shenmue fans, we're all going to like shed a tear at Ren dying or something, or Shuing showing again or something. Do you know what I mean? I'd want to watch that 4 times through 4 different people, even if it's the same reaction.
That's... Oh, thank you for the bits. Do you know, actually,
Cheers for that. 100 bits.
And that's
does that get anything?
Strictly Sega Europe's made a point there. Just remember to talk like Peter did. And that's the thing. I don't know how much I would, because I'd be so enamored with what's going on.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That
you'd have to keep describing what's happening.
So yeah.
Or what your thoughts are. That's kind of what you got to do. What your thoughts are while you're playing the game. You're like, oh, let's go back to let's do some lucky hit for a bit. You kind of got to announce that you're going to do that, haven't you, when you're doing a recording?
Yeah,
you can't just sit there for like fucking 40 hours and not say a word.
Put it this way, it's something I would certainly consider doing. I wouldn't say I wouldn't necessarily do it. I just don't know how I feel about it. From a content perspective, it would be amazing to do it.
Did you see that comment? Matt Samian 111 says Victor Lucas of Electric Playground has an interview with Ryan Payton.
Oh, really?
It was released an hour ago.
I didn't see that.
Could be interesting.
Ryan Payton is an absolute legend. I have a lot of time for Ryan. He got the interview series started off for me. Oh, thank you, Silver, for the follow. Yeah, Ryan's sound, actually. I owe him a beer if he ever gets over to the UK. Probably several beers, actually.
From reading the comments, it seems like rather than stream the first playthrough, we're probably best recording.
Yeah, which I'm not against it. I would have to... I think I'd have to think it over. I'm not against the idea, for sure. It's whether I would be comfortable talking to it and doing all of those bits and pieces in the experience as well. It's another 100 bits. Bits galore. Thank you very much.
Cheers, man. What do the bits do?
They're like currency.
Is that like something that we get, though, as well? Where does that go?
I'll have to look at the back end a bit later.
First reaction anime streams were sick, to be honest. That was cool.
Good fun. I enjoyed
that was a lot of an easier to kind of do, because everyone was watching at the same time, weren't they?
because everyone was watching it in the day, and then they come into our streams to watch us watch it in the evening. So it worked really well.
Whereas you can't really do that with the game, can you? You can't like wait. Oh, let's wait a month, make sure everyone's finished the game, and then we'll stream our first reactions. Yeah, but like everyone's saying, they want to experience it themselves first and then watch us. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I completely get that, because I'm of that opinion that I'd want to experience it myself.
It's just that difference of your first playthrough to like a second playthrough in it, that you know that something's happening. So we could all well play it first, and then you know, you could even come around my mat or vice versa, and we could play it together. But because we already know what's happening, we're not going to have those initial reactions, aren't we? So
yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? Because something major happens that you don't see coming. That first reaction's massive. It doesn't quite feel the same, does it, if you see it again?
no.
The more I think about it, the more I'd be willing to do an overlay and set it up. See you, Peter, man. Take it easy. Have a good weekend.
Cheers, Peter. It's alright, mate.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more willing I am to do it. Because I would
Could go viral, mate, as well. If there's like a particularly amazing scene that like sets you off crying.
Well, that ain't particularly hard to do with Shenmue at the moment. But
True. Ryan needs to float the episodic idea to Yu Suzuki. Depends. I feel like Yu Suzuki would probably be more inclined to want to make sure the game's complete. If I'm being honest. Like, I know we've been running through the episodic idea, but I think Yu Suzuki himself would rather, you know, go balls deep and create a Shenmue 4 and, you know, no exceptions made. If, you know, that's my opinion. I think that's the type of guy he is. Based on what we know about the way he worked on Shenmue 1 and 2. Just think if you're asking him to sort of like sacrifice future plans to split it up, I don't know. And apparently 100 bits is a quid.
oh, okay, didn't know that. Thank you anyway, everyone, because it's like I say, it
Good
all
stuff for the
goes
bits.
to the site running. It's all where it all goes.
It's definitely whatever's happened tonight. It's definitely going to help us out on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
Whenever the
site
60 odd quid goes out. Yeah. Maybe one of you could do discussion videos while the other could do a playthrough. It's not a bad idea as well. So we're not like repeating the same content.
What if you want?
For a minute, I thought it was the same person speaking. Kid vid. Do we both sound the same, Matt? I don't know. If that's what it means, I don't know.
I didn't think we sounded the same.
Oh, we've got a highlighted message there, which you can use your channel points for. Well, guys, remember when we get Shenmue 4, Josh from Limited Run Games said he'd fund Shenmue 5 himself. I'm excited for the chance because regardless of telling Josh I believe it when I see it, I think he really will. It's an interesting point as well. We have got that as like a gospel sort of thing that we can always refer back to. If there is a Shenmue 4, we can keep pestering Josh, saying like, you did say this, mate, to be fair.
I also am of the understanding that because Limited Run Games have been taken over by Embracer Group, that it wouldn't impact anything around Shenmue if you wanted to do anything for like Shenmue products or whatnot.
Because
apparently.
Of the Deep Silver connection?
Yeah.
Would Shenmue 4 need to be released as a Deep Silver game, though?
No, because I think they had first refusal on it, is my understanding.
Fair enough.
So,
what does that mean, Skill Jim? What did I say? What did I say that? I can't even remember what I said now. The LRG thing. Didn't you make the point though? Hang on. Remember he said he would fund Shenmue 4. So if there is a Shenmue 4, Josh from Limited Run Games said that he would fund a 5. Yeah. So what does that mean, Skeleton? What did I say after that?
I can't remember what you said. I said that Embracer have taken over Limited Run Games, and as far as I'm aware,
maybe because Embracer Group owns all these different things, and one of them is Deep Silver, right? Or Cop Media, one of the two. Or Cop Media's Play On now, I think. Regardless, Embracer Group own them, and Embracer Group own Limited Run Games now. So they're all sort of in the same group, aren't they? So you've got Limited Run Games in the same group as Deep Silver. So Deep Silver currently own rights to Shenmue 3, and to a certain extent to 4 or 5. I'm not sure what the deal is. So what Matt was saying was, because they're both in the same group, Limited Run Games, in a sense, can create Shenmue stuff. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly that. So, just because they've been taken over doesn't mean that they can't do Shenmue stuff. I don't know how much of it Embracer took, if that makes sense. I'd have to. I don't know the terms of the deal, and I wouldn't disclose them even if I did. So
Shenson says avoid Deep Silver like plague.
So, and actually, Samuel makes a comment that obviously Shenmue 3 is now under the Prime label, Prime Matter label rather, which is their premium label. I mean, it's probably just a changeover. It doesn't mean anything, but it was it did sort of raise a few eyebrows at the time. I can see Pro Assassin MT, welcome. I think you're first time in rather. Discovered the Dragon and Phoenix project the other day. Any updates on this? It is still being made. They are working on it behind the scenes. It's a big project. It hasn't been an update for a while, and we do keep talking to Lemon, be like, "Come on, give us an update." But he's keeping it very close to his chest.
Yeah, and, hey, I know a lot of things came up. Lemon does so much stuff, guys. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Mods. A lot of the Shenmue 3 modding's down to him. He's done a shitload of work, actually. So he's probably just completely overwhelmed.
Some stuff he's doing recently. I don't know if it's been announced yet, though, has it? I'm not sure.
No, not yet.
Did that get announced the other day? No.
No.
Okay. Hang on, Frankie, what are you saying? Probably said something like cumulative. I can't even say. I don't even know what I usually say.
Someone's asked, Daily Gaming Videos asked, will the Shenmue 3 console exclusive expire? There must be something on that. Someone asked Cedric, and he said he couldn't comment. That was on Twitter, I think last month, if my memory serves me correctly.
You'd think so, right? Everything's always an exclusive for so long. Someone said it was on Xbox already, right?
On Xbox already? Can't be.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I'm not sure what I meant by that, but...
What, being worked on, or... We may have mentioned, like, a 2-year period or something, or, I mean, it's been 3 years now, hasn't it, so...
It's been quite a while.
Yeah, I know we were on about Air Twister at one point, having, like, a potential exclusivity deal, because... Was it because Choo Choo Rocket, when that was thingied, first released? 2 years to the date it was released, I think. It was removed from Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
Something like that. So you'd assume then the exclusivity's gone. Sega wanted to, they could release it somewhere else.
Hopefully, if there is that deal with Air Twister, they do release it somewhere else. I'd love to have it on a console, like a little like limited run edition version or something.
Which they would do. I'm sure they would do.
damn, I wasn't looking there.
Tensei Lord said, I've seen a video where someone said they had a way to play Shenmue 3 on Xbox.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember something about that. That was... What was that? Was it because they could play it on PC and then do something?
Stream? I can't remember. It was on the
I can't
forums
remember.
at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, something to do with streaming, wasn't it?
But I can't remember the general. I can't remember how or what. Hey, Master Moman, how you doing? Was Air Twister funded by Apple? That I don't know. I imagine they would have chucked some money at it for the exclusivity, if anything else. And actually, it's a funny thing. We were saying this in the podcast the other day that they use Air Twister quite a lot in their promo stuff, Apple, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that was interesting. Some of the brand new phone trailers and adverts and stuff, when it was on about the graphics and the whatever they were showing Air Twister.
It's quite good though. They keep sort of showing those sorts of things, isn't it?
It is good. I don't know particularly, why. Is it because of some sort of a deal, or is it because of the respect they have for Yu Suzuki, or because,
Or maybe they just think it shows it off quite well.
Yeah, that too. How many people are on the leaderboards now for Air Twister? Let me have a quick look for you, son.
I know they were quite happy with early doors. They were quite happy with how it performed. That's a good point. Tensei, is would they keep paying for it? Yeah, because what benefit does it have? Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, Air Twister was pre-installed for the media on the new iPhone to try. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Right, it's saying 31,885 players worldwide on main game.
Okay.
But then when you actually... Oh, that sounds pretty good. Hang on, is that... Global. Fucking hell, guys. Oh no, that's my score. Oh, okay. So, I think... Am I reading that right? Is that the scores? Yeah, that's the scores, okay. Okay, so yeah, 31,885 players.
That's not bad, though.
For an Apple exclusive.
I don't think it's that bad, personally. Like, for a phone title that isn't like, yeah, Fruit Ninja type thing.
And the thing is, you've got to have Apple Arcade to play it.
Yeah, so I had to get an Apple TV to play it, which is why I'm annoyed, because I'd happily buy it on a PlayStation or a PC or Switch, whatever it needs to be.
Yeah.
How many Apple Arcade subscribers are out there? Is a good question.
Google that.
Because
How many Apple Arcade subscribers? Apple Arcade reportedly the most popular game subscription service with over 100 million users.
Really? Fuck it,
That
really?
can't be concurrent though, can it?
No.
That's probably to date, but people probably definitely going to drop off. Cause...
How many active subs are there?
How many active? This was November. It says over 100 million subscribed users.
90%.
According to Apple,
yeah, I got a
this was in 2019 apparently. According to Apple, 500 million people visit the App Store each week.
Just the app, bloody hell. That's a lot of people.
I guess I'd have to test a few games out and then go into the global leaderboards of them and see if we can compare it.
Yeah,
Because like you, I mean, to me, 32,000 sounds quite good for a very niche product like that. But it depends on ultimately like how that stands against anything else, I suppose, isn't it?
what's its actual competition on there in terms of games similar to it? Is there anything similar to it on there? Because that'd be a starting point.
Well, what would you compare it to
I don't know
for a
actually.
start? See, if I go on my arcade tab, the top game is Football Manager 2023,
Well, that'll get.
which is
Well,
obvious at the moment, isn't it?
yeah, I don't know if that'll get a shitload of people on there or not, because a lot of people just buy that on PC. But
2 is Solitaire, just because I suppose that's like a staple. 3 is Balloons TD6 Plus. I've never heard of that. The Mini Motorways, Jetpack Joyride 2, Angry Birds Reloaded, Stitch, Kicking. What you could do with that scene is like this top arcade games, but apart from like just a top 12, it shows you like up until where Air Twister is. See all games.
Sun's just saying in chat that they reckon there'll be 12 million users on Apple Arcade by 2020. It's not a huge amount of users, is it? Considering how many iPhones are out there and Apple products, but
Yeah. Is there any way to check which Apple Arcade titles have the highest and lowest user count? That would be nice, wouldn't it? But not really. It says for filters I can sort by release date, the last update, name, and category. So that's very little. I'd have to do a bit of investigation, like just download 10 random games and just see what the global leaderboards are on them.
here's a question, sort of off topic. Do you think Yu Suzuki himself visits the dojo? I don't know if he visits the dojo. He is aware of it.
You'd hope that someone would have. You'd hope that he'd have a staff member that keeps him updated.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple of people from Wisenet on here, on the dojo. Just from things that have been
could be
said.
watching right now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably outed them all. Apparently, he's told Frankie it's his homepage.
It doesn't use Google. We really need to update the main page more.
We try.
Yeah. He's laughing at everyone apparently as he works on Shenmue 4.
Get him in the WhatsApp group. In fairness,
He got me. Strictly Sega Europe.
Having met him twice, one by accident.
A very nice accident.
Yeah.
Funny.
Cause out of a story.
Yeah, that's true, Matt. We always stream kind of like bad time for Japan.
We do. It's just because it's easy for us, isn't it? Unless we stream it like 1 in the morning or something.
Yeah, he definitely watches the VODs.
Yeah, of course he does. Probably aghast at the language I use.
Yeah. He's going to have fun with the first half an hour anyway.
We'll have to delete those actually.
No, I did do, to be fair. I've already done that.
Fucking pain in the ass that was. How long did I take to get the platinum on Shenmue? I can't remember, I'd have to have a look. All night to stream when Shenmue 4 gets announced.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Apparently it's 8 in the morning in Japan right now.
That's not too bad.
No, that's alright.
He strikes me as like an early sort of guy. He could be sat there with his morning coffee. Couple of biscuits. What do you think he has for breakfast?
I don't know.
Definitely gets up at 5:30 to watch us.
Right, I'm going to dive into getting this finished, I think.
Yeah, the Shenmue Dojo breakfast show.
Well, yeah, if we get our own radio station at any point, we'll do that. You can listen to James and I talk Shenmue over your cornflakes.
Why not, eh?
はい。
分かってる。黙ってるよ。手持ち。
いえ。
まあいい。
Oh dear. I did enjoy that podcast, Yakuza v Shenmue. It's quite good. Lots of research went into that, but yeah, it was quite a good show, I thought.
I think it turned out alright.
I just chat shit.
Obviously, we're like more easy to judge our own work, aren't we? Like, you know, think it could be better. But I think if you think, like, as I'm listening to ourselves talking, I think it's okay. Do you know what I mean? So I think if we think it's okay, hopefully it is actually good.
I'm looking forward to the Shenmue Online one. Hey, AM2 Podcast. Welcome.
Yo, bro.
And happy, I think it was 6 years this year. We put a tweet out.
That was like 2 days ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I was going to say, it was like Thursday? Something like that.
That's crazy. 6 years.
Fucking hell.
That's mental.
6 years. That's gone quick. I remember that.
You know what?
episode.
I didn't. Well, me too, man. But what I was going to say was when we were on the Dreamcast Junkyard and they said their show was only like 6 or 7 years.
I know. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I was very surprised. But there you go. AM2 Podcast. We're potentially the same time as the Dreamcast Junkyard show. 6 years. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to get into the finale. Not to sound negative, because it's obviously cool that all these characters are coming up together. The music is quite epic. But I really wish they'd have filled in some stuff around this to get them to come.
Yeah. I still like them.
I still like them.
these
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
And it kind of does still work okay that maybe Ren's got to know them a bit more. Ren's brought them. And they are familiar to Rio. But even Master Bay, he's not really done too much to Rio, has he? Because he was a bit of a mysterious character for quite a while of the game. And Rio's only really just found out he's actually a master of Baji-Kwan. He's taught him the move. And now he's like leading the charge.
Some of the odd things in here that they talk about, like Master Bay recognises Xiuing's name. I wish they'd just gone into some of that stuff a bit more. Because that's very Shenmue, isn't it? Oh, I know who she is. And they could have talked about it a bit more and talked about her a bit more.
Because it's believable, because this is why Rio's on this journey, because all these things are intertwined, aren't they? It's not like he's in a random place and it's like, oh, you know Dalin's brother. There's like things that actually do make sense. Like, your father's been here at some point. I remember your father, he left the skill book. You know what I mean? That's why Rio's here, because his father was here.
Yeah, you can tell they ran out of time, and it was pushed out.
Yeah.
Landy does await. And I will say this now. The QTE sequences are good, but the final scenes where they're fighting. Some of the best choreography in this game. Some of the mocap in there, considering they filmed it in Wisenet, is awesome.
That is awesome. I'd love to see the behind the scenes of that.
I would. I personally think they should do a Shenmue 3 post-mortem.
Talk about it.
I
wonder if anyone did record any of that footage.
I don't know.
It'd be pretty cool to see them actually performing the Baji-Kwan moves and stuff. I know Switch did a good post on the original when it was like actually Matsukaze-san working with an actual, I think it was a Baji-Kwan master, and they mo-capped him, and he was taught these Baji-Kwan moves and stuff.
It's like, if you look at the art book from Shenmue, from the Kickstarter, there's like loads of people walking around this area.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? Like, this had a bigger meaning. unless this area was in the game when they were working or planning to work on Baisha, and
Possibly.
then they were like, well, why don't we just use this area? It's like the end.
That art book is available on eBay if anybody's looking for it, by the way.
Shenmue 3
The Kickstarter art book. You pop them up
Kickstarter
on eBay.
art book, yeah,
I've got 2
with that
copies.
image. Yeah.
I
I know
bought
what you mean.
one sealed, and I got like a copy to look at because the cover had been ripped, and I got it for like 10 quid.
Right.
Game is
Pix and Art one, yeah, the Pix and Love, art books. That's really good.
Yeah, that art book's awesome. It's the best art book for Shenmue 3. My opinion, it's really, really cool. And you get some nice.
I need to look at that again. You do get some really.
I unboxed it, I think, a while back.
I think you did actually, yeah. I do remember. Maybe I had it out as well. Something about showing it off on stream. We did look through it, didn't we, at one point? And I was like, oh, this character and this character and. These characters in there that weren't even in Shenmue 3, I think.
Yeah. Well, AM2 are going to do some episodes before Christmas. Excellent.
Good stuff, guys. Got a sherry in you.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't understand this sort of fetch quest here.
Yeah, this seems out of place. But again, I think it was because in the Kickstarter, they met a goal or met like a target that was like a side quest in Baisha or something. So because they got rid of Baisha, they kept that goal, didn't they, and kept the quest. Something like that. I feel like that was
where all this shit
the reason behind it.
I wasn't actually paying attention to it. I was looking at the chat.
I know the camera's under that box behind you.
Hey,
I think there is something behind there. Yeah, they're behind that plate, right? Is it that one? Oh, maybe not. Oh, you only need the back plate, don't you? The back plate's to the side.
There's the camera.
Yeah. And then there's some jewellery or something in the other room. Behind, there's like a little statue thing. It's behind that.
Where's the back plate? It's over here somewhere, isn't it?
I think it's the far end. Yeah. Yeah.
Find the
So you can show off the little Easter egg, can't you, in the prison cell inman?
You can. When I did it on stream before, I think I had the camera mod on. Where's this bit of bloody jewellery?
It's behind that little figure on the right.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting question. Considering the original Shenmue took place during Christmas, you consider it a Christmas game? Like people consider Die Hard a Christmas movie? By that determination, yes. Yes, you can.
I swear we had that question. Didn't we have that question last stream?
Possibly, I can't remember, but I'd consider it a Christmas game. And I am going to play Shenmue 1.
I literally said, because I can remember this now, I literally said, if there's a Santa in said game, I think that automatically makes it a Christmas game.
I didn't mind the first person controls in 3 actually. I think they're a bit smoother.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. I hated it in Shenmue 2, especially that bit where you're like looking through a see-through head or whatever it was.
Yeah,
remember the fighting in the Beverly Hills Wharf?
Really Yankee. It was really hard to get to grips with, but actually this is quite good. Nights is the best Christmas. I love Nights actually.
Christmas Nights is sick. Yeah. That probably is definitely the best Christmas game, I agree. I know a lot of people say Blue Stinger, but again, I've never really... I need to give Blue Stinger a better go, man. I've not really got to the Christmassy area in that. Remember the Sonic Adventure Christmas DLC back in the day?
Yeah, I do remember that. God, that's like... If you're going back to the originality of like DLC, Christ.
That's where it started, really.
It's mad, isn't it? Is your Dreamcast modded? Mine's it's modded in that I've got a GDMU in it. An official one for I can't remember his name now. I want to eventually get it modded for 1080p.
Okay.
And get the battery mod and things for it. I just haven't had the money to do it, unfortunately. But I am intending to.
What other Christmas games is there?
And I've got what the bloody hell was it? I've got the HD Retrovision cables for my Mega Drive, and I've got a retro
Yes,
Tink
I've got them.
to hook it up to.
All right. I haven't got that.
Because it works with modern TVs.
What, for your Mega Drive?
Yeah, so modern TVs.
So what's the point of the HD Retrovision cables in that sense
I
then?
bought the HD Retrovision cables back when we had an older LCD TV, and it worked on them. And then it didn't work on my new TV when I bought it.
Is that because it's component, I think?
Because I've got
I think it's component cables.
So I can't remember the name of it now. What type of cable it is with the blue and the green and the red on it? Because components, yellow, red, and white. Composite.
I thought that was composite.
Oh, that's composite. Yeah, it is component. I'm getting confused.
Component. Yeah.
So I've got component out on the back of my TV, but the signal, for whatever reason, isn't compatible.
Intense High Lord says, "What the fuck was that, Chiron?
So
You've never seen that before." That was the Easter egg I was on about.
I got the retro Tink. I can't remember the exact thing I bought. Got it ages ago, and I put the HD Retrovision cables into that. You put a mini HD cable to normal HD into the TV, and then it outputs it to 240p. So you can play your Mega Drive games and your Saturn games through it, which is really cool. And it's smooth. And it's got like a smoothing option as well. It's honestly, it's well worth doing if you've got a modern TV.
Looking at the chat, I don't remember the Sonic Adventure DLC. That was you'd have to connect to the Dreamcast servers back in the day.
Didn't it break the
Download
game?
the
Am I
TVMU.
making that up?
I don't remember it doing that. No, I just remember a big Christmas tree in the middle of the station.
Yeah, I remember the Christmas tree.
So yeah, that room's supposedly like a picture of Chai's family on the wall. It zoomed in.
Chai's family that he's been tracking Rio the entire time.
Yeah, with a knife in his face. Picture of his face, anyway. Just curious, guys, are there any items we collected from 3 that will most likely carry over into 4? Like when we obtained the White Leaf in 1. I think you have that Thunder Scroll. Does he learn that? I can't remember. Does he learn that?
I don't think he does.
Thunder something. What's it called? Thunder Kick, is it? Or...
No, he definitely doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't.
So I think that's something likely to carry over. Other than that, you've got extra photo of Mr. Yuan and Shenmue, is it, or something? Is that in your inventory?
Let's have a look at
That photo of
key items. So you've got name list, scrap of paper, the Verdant Bridge. I reckon that'd go.
yeah, that's quite important, isn't it?
And then
I reckon the scrap of paper would be deleted, right?
Yeah.
And any little puzzly things. You might keep the VIP card. That's kind of like a
Yeah, you could.
nice memento. Reverse body check. He's probably going to keep that.
I reckon you keep the EMA.
Do you reckon he'd keep that other amulet? What was that amulet? That's like similar to the Nozomi's, but a weird colour.
Oh, the Shrine Amulet. Possibly. Might keep that. Don't keep that. And he'll keep that.
Where's this Thunder Kick move?
It's not here.
Did you get it? The EMA would definitely keep, because that's pretty cool. Did you definitely get that? Is that like part of the story? You picked that up.
Skill books. I think it's listed in skill books somewhere. maybe not. So you thought
That's
that
weird.
that'd travel with him. So you got snake power.
You definitely picked it up, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely got it.
I'm sure it's forced as part of the story.
Oh, retro gaming cables. I'll have a look at that, Scribe. Cheers. Appreciate that, because I do like playing on original hardware. There's something about it that I've got emulators on my PC. I've got, it's fine, but there's something to be said for playing on original hardware, isn't there? Especially when you've got the ability to do it.
I need to look into that. Scribe. No, the Mysterious Scroll, that's from the first game, but the one I'm talking about is the one that the Master of
The
the...
monk gives him at the temple, doesn't he, as he's walking out.
And it's got a WoW's name on it, hasn't it?
But they don't explicitly say it, do they, in the game, for whatever reason?
Is it just the kanji, or you actually look at it?
They did, because he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And actually, Silver,
Hand over the mirror, or else.
that's a big point, isn't it? That Rio doesn't have the mirror. It's a massive change. And the fact she tried to bin off Landy.
Red Tramp. Fengli.
I'll finish Shenmue 3 and we'll do the competitions.
Okie dokie.
I need to do a bit of tidying up because I've got 5 or 6 meters of cable running through the house. The lengths
Who
we
do you
go
think
to.
will end up killing Niao-san? I don't know. Do you think she'll die?
I reckon she will, possibly, or get defeated by Landy as part of a redemption arc or something like that. I'd like to have fought some of the black suits, because those models look quite good.
Yeah. You do face 5 Chi-Yu men Kickstarter backers soon.
Yeah, you do. That dress as well is actually part of... I know it was in some of the original documentation, that dress she's wearing there.
Yeah. It's not the one they went with, is it? Like originally, but... Like you say, I think they did have concept for that. Changed it. Maybe she puts on a couple of different dresses. Possibly. This is just the first one. Same with Shenmue. Like the wardrobe going on. Streams in the Arson's dress. Why is everyone content with like trying to get me in a dress? Why have I got to wear a dress? Why can't I wear like bloody Rio jacket or something? Or a Landy garment? Instead it's like a schoolgirl outfit and a bloody red dress I've got to wear for some reason. That's why I wear bloody Joy's bra. Matt dresses as why does Matt get the boy dress stuff? Chai.
Imagine climbing those stairs every day.
Big Gooby.
I tell you what's the closest thing to doing that? Monaco.
Oh, fucking hell, true. Remember, we walked all the way down those steps. They looked like that actually, didn't they? He's probably modelling from after
massive,
Monaco's steps. walk down the wall and then walk back up, didn't we? Because I forgot body spray or something.
There we go. Hey Joe, how you doing, man?
Hey, Joe. Biggest joy of Shenmue 4 will be the interactions between Ryo, Ren, and Shenhua. That's a good point. I hope that happens. I hope we get like a sort of walking conversation between all three. What did you make of these scenes, Matt?
I didn't mind them, but it does beg the question a little bit why, like, Bay or somebody hasn't just gone up and murked everybody in like 2 minutes.
Where did they get these guards from, though?
Poundland.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Landy's henchmen.
Just casually strolling out, getting bopped on the head.
One by one. What game is this, Matt? Austin fights us.
Shenmue 3, and we're about at the end of it, so if you haven't played it, you're going to get spoiled heavily.
Especially consider it's the third game in the series as well. You're like at the end of the third game. Thanks for joining. Stumbling across us. I don't know how that would happen. How you just suddenly just... I suppose even on YouTube, is that like even more difficult to stumble across a random stream? I said so. Oh, he's finished the first. Okay.
Oh, you just finished the first. What did you think of it?
You're in for a treat as well if you play the second game. The second game is amazing. If you enjoyed the first, you'll love the second. And you should enjoy the third. Nice to get some new people, new gamers, new players, I mean.
You love Shenmue 1.
Loved
Excellent.
it. There you go, mate.
You're going to love Shenmue 2 though when you get there. But yeah, you might want to, I don't know, turn the sound off and turn the screen off or something for the next bit because it's heavy spoilers.
Very unique charm. Yeah. That's what we like to hear, innit? It's like someone's actually getting that Shenmue. He's bought them all, he says, which is good. Interesting, Shansom. I wonder why. Why the last few weeks, would you say?
Yeah, I don't know, because there's been a few popping up on Twitter or Twitch recently. But I'm not complaining. More Shenmue fans out there, the better.
I think it was. Would it get like on sale? Was that recently?
I know it was on Steam sale recently, and then
yeah,
and it's on sale on
anime,
PlayStation
true.
Store and the anime. Oh, you only just played them? Oh, fair enough. You just wanted to, and you just only got round to it. That's fair. I mean, people get backlogs,
interesting.
Don't they?
It's good as well that you like actually take the time to play a game like that in 2022. Like,
highly recommend as well. Once you've played the second game, watch the anime. The anime is excellent.
Why did MSM hate this game so much?
Mainstream media, because it doesn't conform, and it is a bit clunky in parts. I'm not going to lie, but it doesn't conform to what People want
MSN
MSN
Messenger. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Makes me feel old, that does. Right, here we go, you bastard.
There's a shame in it. We kind of like we have spoken about this actually earlier in the stream, didn't we? When about the 7 out of 10s. A lot of people just, I don't know what it is about today's youth. Yep, quite a few new people in the chat here. Robo No, I love this game, been a big fan since Dreamcast. Welcome aboard. Watch the anime up to episode 6 right when he leaves to go to Hong Kong. Definitely got to finish the anime. Oh, true. Play the game first and then finish the anime, yeah.
Oh, thank you for the sub.
Oh, cheers, dude.
Robo No, thank you very much.
With Prime, thank you. Flying Waffle says we are old now. I grew up with the N64 and Dreamcast.
That makes me feel old.
What? Because we grew up with Mega Drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renji's standing there, yeah.
Good job, by the way, Matt.
I do think this fight's very well choreographed.
It's cool. It kind of doesn't have the same sort of impact as like the Donu fight.
No, but it's still quite well done.
But it is still pretty cool. Like, he doesn't feel like that end game boss to me.
Oh, bloody hell. There's a lot of vodka in that. Oh. Oh.
Frankie says, don't ask me what I grew up on. The deep 360. Xbox One. Grew up with NES and Genesis.
Yeah, NES Turtles. God, that makes me feel old. Commodore. My first console was a Commodore 64. I remember getting that as a kid.
Master System. I was a little bit too young for Master System. I did have a mate that had one.
I played one, but yeah, I didn't own one.
Yeah. I never owned one.
We had a Commodore
I played
64, and then we got a Mega Drive.
I don't know why at first, but I did have a Spectrum. I told you about the Spectrum before. ZX Spectrum, I think. And then Mega Drive. And then we went to it randomly. We went to a Macro, and they had a loose Atari 2600 with about 20 games, all cellophane together. It was weird. I don't know if it must have been cheap. I don't know what the deal was there, but I remember getting that and quite enjoying Atari games.
The Atari was
Macro.
fun back in the day.
Yeah, just a Macro. The hell is a Macro? You not got a Macro map? Yeah, you've heard of Macro before, right?
I have heard of it. Never owned one.
Like a wholesaler. There was a Macro in Stoke anyway, and well, I think it's still there, but you needed to be either like a business or
Costco.
something. Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's quite funny.
I don't know how we had a card to get in. It's like a VIP sort of place, wasn't it? Elite people could get into Macro. Assumed you guys are mid-30s. What gave that away?
Oh. Woolworths, Dixon's, Blockbuster, Toys R Us. God. God. Dixon's. Oh God.
Dixon's,
Woolworths still exist online. And Toys R Us, I
I
think.
kind of miss Woolworths. Even Boots used to sell games, you know.
Did they? They never did.
Yeah,
round
I
here.
remember. Where I live, when I was a kid, I used to go in Boots, and they had like a Mega Drive thing set up. I used to just stand in Boots for ages playing on like
God, I don't remember
games
that.
I got. I was playing games I got at home, but in Boots. Has anyone ever done that? I've done that before in.
I'm pretty sure I've done it.
I've done that in a game. They had Jet Set Radio Future on game, in a game shop, on an original Xbox. And I remember I got it at home. I was like a master of Jet Set Radio Future, but in game, I just started playing it. I think I was watching someone play it really badly, like they'd never played it before in their lives, and they couldn't jump on anything, jumping over all the rails and stuff. So as soon as he came off, I went on and I blitzed, like just going around in a loop, like non-stop, rail, 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 rail. Hopefully I sold a Jet Set Radio Future that day. I kind of miss macro. I'd like to go in that macro that I went as a kid, just to walk around and get those sort of nostalgic. It had a certain scent as well that you don't get these days. Electronics Boutique. We used to have them as well.
Yeah, I remember those back in the day. Do you remember Game Station as well?
Game Station, yeah. That might even be what I was thinking of actually when I read that, yeah.
They were pretty.
Like sort of a grey sign.
Grey sign with blue writing on it.
Yeah.
They used to have some
That's
good
what I was
second-hand
thinking.
deals in there back in the day.
We did used to have it at Electronics Boutique as well though. That's like a white sign with like a weird red EB thing.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah.
like a dollar sign.
Yeah, they still
with a
exist in the
picture.
United States. They're still over there. Because they went out of business here.
Robo knows it. Do you think there will be a Shenmue 4? Would love to get some production cell art from the animated series. How to get a hold of Sega. I don't know if they'd release that stuff anyway.
Do I think we'll get a Shenmue 4? Yes, I do. From cell art, I don't know.
They were giving away scripts at one point, weren't they? But cell art, yeah, I'd love to get some of that myself.
Real Truth, something special for Shenmue fans coming soon. What's that? Any hints? I'd love a script actually. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the merch for the anime, they made a great cock up, and I know that no one really thought about it apparently, barring some little bits and pieces.
Real Truth, something special for all Shenmue fans coming soon. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, Frankie. Yeah, they kind of was want them production artwork. Some of that like was original Shenmue the stuff though, because like the Joy on the motorbike with the hat or the helmet rather. That was original Shenmue 2 concept art rather than anime art. But I think there was anime concept art that they were showing off. I know they did like backdrops that they used for backdrops.
Game Awards.
When is that? Is that like
December,
soon,
it's
isn't
a
it?
few weeks,
A week or so.
It's like it's stupid o'clock in the morning. I mean, if there was genuinely something Shenmue getting announced there, I would book a day the following day off work and I'd just stream it.
The anime scripts were some sort of a tweet, I think, like a retweet a tweet. They probably did it about 3 times, but they all went to Japanese winners, so.
I like the fact you can't hit Landy. You're not anywhere near him. But I know that the fight itself is a bit Yankee, but the whole... This seems really cool that you can't touch him. but you're nowhere near. And that's the point. You're nowhere near.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that really, isn't there? There's like Janmin blocks everything, Shoeing
You can't
blocks
hit
everything.
Zhuing. And Zhuing is not on the level of Lan Di. So if you can't hit Zhuing, how the hell is he going to hit Lan Di? He's not.
You're gonna get a montage.
Gonna get a montage. I love that film. Yeah, I think we get a time skip, Frankie. I would agree with that wholeheartedly if I had to sort of go that way. Yes, we did on one of the streams. I paused it.
I was thinking of that, yeah.
I did it. I
And
did
it
a
actually
debug
been-
mode stream, didn't I?
We
That was
had
good
like
fun.
the cinders of the castle, didn't we? The next day or something.
Yeah, it was really cool. But the one scene that I really wanted to investigate, which was the Cliff Temple, the buggers recorded it, so
Yeah.
you can't do it. But
I wonder if that was intentional.
probably because I think they probably knew we'd start hacking around and doing stuff.
Because they must know there's like these camera tools that you can pause the game and zoom around and stuff.
Even Rocky Adam, I love that. It's so funny. Yeah, we literally I had the camera mod going, so I went round.
I think we did it during the scene, right?
Yeah.
And one there was like a floating table or chair or something in the
Like
sea,
well
in the
out
river.
of the sea. We found like floating table and NPCs everywhere. It's quite funny.
Yeah,
It's
and
very
the
odd.
cliff, the castle, I mean, was all burnt on tip.
Yeah, that I liked. That I really
It was really
liked,
cool.
because they didn't have to do that, but they did it, and that's really cool. That sort of thing. Because you don't really
So
see
you don't
it here,
really.
do you?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you don't really notice it now, do you? Does the camera even show it again? I don't know.
No, I don't think it does.
Maybe like an angle like that where you can just see out the door. I don't know.
Robo, no, I'd agree with you. I hope it doesn't take another 14 years. We'll see where we are. But
Makes me think the burnt castle was meant to be something else. I
Possibly.
don't know. I think it is just literally attention to detail. Or you think like there was going to be an extra cutscene of like Landy still searching for that fake mirror in a burnt rubble? I don't know.
14 years, yeah, both of us be approaching 50. Streaming at the age of 50.
Bloody hell.
I think we're considered old for streaming anyway.
I know. Thanks for bringing that up, Frankie. Every day I look a little bit worse.
Yeah, alright. Only in his 30s.
By then. Fuck's sake.
2枚の鏡はかつて断崖の寺に封印された。
That is a good question. I get what Dan Man's saying.
And the thing is, half the people in the stream, perhaps even 90% of you, are the same age. So, if we are still streaming when we're 50, 60, at least the viewers are going to be 50, 60, so...
Yeah. I do think most of us are around that sort of 30s age.
Yeah. Yeah, sure you are, Frankie. 38, 33, 36, 32.
超リュウソン。それが蘭亭だ。
I do find it interesting, like all the male demographic quite happy to reveal their age, but all the female demographic are
Never ask
very
a woman
coy,
her age.
aren't they?
Never ask a woman her age. Joe, 42. Yeah, but you look about 12, Joe. Come on.
蘭亭はそこにおそらく鏡と共に
16 before Shenmue came out, and the guy who introduced me was in his late 30s. See, that's interesting as well. Like, people who were our age playing Shenmue originally back in the day. Fucking hell, imagine, they're getting on for 50. What would they be getting on for now if they say they were 35 in 1999?
Like, coming up, like, because what?
To
That's
60.
22 years, they'll be coming up 60.
I just made a noise for everyone that's 60 in the chat, sorry. But, I mean, do you know what I mean? That's frightening, really, isn't it? Because the series is still so far from conclusion, and there is people out there that are going to be in those sort of ages because, like, we're playing games that are just releasing now as 35-year-olds. Saw a Shenmue fan and thought he was 60, he ended up being 29. Doesn't bode well, does it, for him? How old would Joe be in the Shenmue 3 game? So what are you doing there? You're taking Joe saying he's 42, going back to 1987.
Do you know what? I found it weird here
7?
that they had the
7?
Chawan music. But I am going to let these play out for a minute because I'm quite proud of it. Because you see at the end of it, the dojo and all the other community groups. If you ever wanted a long-standing good reason for social media, it's this game. Because social media got us this game.
And the message, mate, you could say, is almost a confirmation of a Shenmue 4, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, he definitely wants to do it. I'm going to let this play out because I haven't seen this for a long time, actually. And I know the last...
Really, Shensun? You're one of the few, mates. Like 10 minutes of Chawan-san music.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, personally.
No, I wasn't. Considering how epic the music is at the end of 1 and 2, to get this as the credits music was a bit of a...
It was a bit of a culture shock, I thought. Fangmei theme in the credits. If you guys imagine, or maybe love Shenmue, the world. It was an escape. It was something else, and also it was something so unique at the time that it just made it something unreal, and I have a personal attachment to it because of the world and what it allowed me to escape from.
That just shows how fast time's moving, that Joe was 37 when they modelled him for the game.
I remember meeting Joe in Monaco. God, that'll be 4 years in February. 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Shocking that is, isn't it?
Like, sat in Peter's hotel room, half cut. And then woke up the next day fresh as a daisy. I couldn't do that now.
See, a lot of these experiences you really do take for granted, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you think, like, 4 years ago, I'd like to go back to that moment.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I've actually booked Monaco off this year just on the off chance anything happens. Because if they announce like
when you say that, and so we were 31, 32.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Early contributors to the series. Did you see that? It was Ryan Payton, Cedric Biscay.
Ryuji was in there.
Ryuji was there. I just seen, yeah. Ryan Payton did I just see him as well?
Yeah, Ryan was there.
Just trying to read the 5 names. There was 5 names. That's quite interesting.
We definitely will. Shenmue 4 gets announced. There's events. We'll have to go to some.
Yeah.
I mean, if they
ideally 11.
If they announced Yu Suzuki for Monaco this year, As long as I had the money and the wife gave it the
There's-
okay, I'd go.
There's Lee's what I've just seen in the
Yeah.
credits. Yeah, I'd love to go Gamescom because these are the kind of events it's
We
probably
got
going to be
press
at.
for Gamescom. Not this year because I didn't bother applying, but the year before we got press for it.
Yeah.
I'd do it again. I'd happily go and get press again.
Yeah, definitely, guys. I think we would try
Yeah,
and
here's all the Kickstarter
attend as many of
backers.
these if you can.
I've been quite
Okay,
lucky.
I didn't. Is this merged? I thought there was a separate Kickstarter backers.
There is if you do it with your code, but it's all in here as well. I love seeing that, the dojo.
Awesome Japan.
Yeah.
Joel test. Oh yeah, Dojo.
It's awesome seeing
500k Team U, Shenmue Master, Shenmue.de. See, if they were to do a Shenmue 4 now, there'd be probably even more group names on there now.
There'd be some
right?
gone, some won't be there. Team U wouldn't be there anymore. I think some have dropped off a little bit, but
Shenmue Forever would make the list. Phantom Riverstone, you'd probably see on that.
yeah, PRS, yeah, would make the list.
Use these, definitely. Who are all these people?
I don't know. They're all Deep Silver people. Like the amount of people who worked on the game, you sort of sat there going, "Your marketing was great."
Well, I tell you what, Matt, I'd definitely go for the credits again and try and reach out to some of these people and just see what they actually did. I'd be interested. Not as like a they didn't do anything kind of thing, but just see like what their job actually entailed.
I had the community manager lined up.
There you go,
UK.
Simon Hill.
I had
that
him
guy.
lined up,
Yeah.
and he had COVID, and then it just never got arranged. I probably should message him. He's a
Community
big wrestling
manager.
commentator now, apparently,
Yeah, and he does commentary for.
and he does the match
Walsall,
warm up for for
possibly?
Walsall. Yeah, he does all of that as well.
Yeah. Potentially a good chat there, but there's a load of people here. Like, surely one of these has got some interesting information. You thought localization team.
Oasis
that-
Gaming. That's China. That never happened.
China
The
that
Chinese
never
release.
happened.
Do you know what? I keep trying to get Gio Corsi on and Adam Boyes, but they're fucking
Who's John Drake?
no idea.
Head of Global Portfolio Strategy. What's that mean? What does that even mean?
John Sanders. That's Sony though.
Right. Cedric Biscay's there. Co-founder Kostadin Yanev. Font designs by Fontworks. What font's that, do you reckon?
Don't know. They're all professionals with NDAs, but yes, NDAs expire. This message, yeah.
There you go, guys. There's your Shenmue 4 confirmation at the end there, hopefully.
John Drake is now vice president of Disney. Oh yeah, I don't know if he'd come on the show then. I'd love him on, or somebody on to talk about it.
What do you think when he was writing that message at the end? What do you think his thoughts were at the time? Do you think was he expecting a better outcome, or
I don't know. Possibly. I mean, he knows himself. The game was a 6-7 out of 10. He said that very openly.
Yeah. So if he's writing that message, knowing that,
I think it's the fans making some noise. If we don't make the noise, 4 probably doesn't happen. If we make some noise, it will happen. I'm pretty damn sure it will happen. I don't think it'll be a Kickstarter. I don't think it'll be a GoFundMe. It'll be a more traditional route. But I really do think that it'll happen. It'll happen eventually. Yu Suzuki knew it was a 6-7 out of 10. Look, somebody asked him. I can't remember. It was that 60 question with Yu Suzuki.
Game Informer.
That was it, Game Informer. They did a really good interview about it. 60 questions, and he says 6 or 7. So the man himself knows. He knows.
I think he did start at 8, and then he said 7 and then 6, and they were laughing that he kept on dropping his score or something. Something like that. Who is Master Wu? Was that on the credits, was it?
It was,
Baji
but I didn't
Quan
catch it.
Master. Well, Terry says the Baji Quan Master, but isn't that Master Bay?
I think he's on about the actual person who
Oh, like a voice
captured
actor or
it,
something.
if that makes sense.
Oh, the mocap guy.
What time?
That
Bloody
makes
hell,
sense.
we're 10 to midnight. Fair play for everybody sticking around, guys.
Okay, now if we do these draws, mate, these competition things, we're going to be streaming on the 4th.
Technically.
Undeniably.
Yeah. It doesn't help that I had, half an hour of technical shit to fucking fix, but...
That was the guy, Terry, yeah.
Let me pull
Master
up...
Wu. So what did I actually say in the credits? Did it say, like, special thanks, or did they actually get Master Wu back to just his name? Okay.
Let me pull this up. Marbles.
Special thanks. Yeah, that was one of the recent posts, actually, on Phantom Riverstone.
Hang on, Marbles has got to do an update. See how long this is going to take. Oh no, it's alright. That's fine.
It is literally... Is it that one? The latest post, Terry? Is that there? Oops, did it twice by accident.
Oh, and he came up in the stream once. Right, so guys, if you stuck around all evening, thank you, and it's appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We are now, in a minute, going to jump into marble
races.
stream. Do a couple, I think. See how we go.
Should we just do two? Do two?
Do two. Let me just get rid of that.
So, because we're only doing two, I'll do a postcard and a Shenmue 1 and 2 guide as one of them. And then same again for the other, but with a pen.
Right, so I'm just going to go through the Twitch chat first. I know there's some of you that are already here, so that's fine.
Pens. Infinite Shenmue merch.
It's quite good actually, because I can sort of go through this chat and I can pretty much work out who's still here. Get rid of that.
I don't think so, Frankie. Nay chance. Did you ever comment on Reiko Kodamo's passing? I don't think so. But then again, I don't think he's tweeted for ages, has he? Yu Suzuki. Let's have a look when his last tweet was.
I think his daughter runs his Twitter, if my memory serves me correctly.
Got the French one up by mistake. Yu Suzuki.
Thank you for the cheer.
Right, so I think it was when Apple, Air Twister launched. There was a cake he had, and then he's retweeted an update of Air Twister since August the 29th.
Right, guys, if you're over on YouTube chatting, can you just drop a quick message in the chat just to say that you're still in, please, so I don't miss anybody.
Do we have duck racing music to say, Matt?
We should do when I get there. I'll share my screen in a minute so you can all see it.
We did some new prizes, I think. Not to say like these aren't good prizes, but considering like you're so dedicated, guys, I don't want to keep giving you the same prizes, if you know what I mean.
don't know if it's worth mentioning, but if anybody's going to Nottingham Game Expos, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Nottingham video game something,
Expo,
isn't it?
that's
Probably
it.
is Expo, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. James and I are going on the Saturday. So if
Looking
you're
forward to
about,
that.
we will be there.
And potentially Arcade Club Sunday, Matt.
Yeah, definitely. Why the hell not?
I need to get tickets for that still. Oh, I need to do that soon actually.
Oh yeah, let
I
me know
think
how
when
much I owe you.
I was looking into that and we wouldn't let you book that far ahead. So let me just double check that.
Yeah, better off booking because it might be busy or something. Right. I think. Because where is it? I don't want to miss anybody in YouTube. Guys on YouTube, can you just, again, I just don't want to miss anybody and it's late and I'm getting tired. My brain's not working. Dan, man, I haven't got. And can anybody on YouTube just drop us a message just on the chat just to say you're in and I can get you in the competition draw?
About the 18th of December.
Yeah.
Okay. 34 quid it is for 2 people.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, I sort that out then.
Sean's there, Sam Williams there, Red's there.
You can get them on the door, but better up picking. I think we will, just in case.
Okay. This is your last
Don't want
chance
one
on
of
YouTube,
these-
by the way. That's
These
it.
big community groups hiring the whole place out, do we?
And we are debating next year doing like a London meetup or something, but it's getting a place to do it and organise it. Because I'd like to do a Saturday because it makes sense. Because you can all stay over, do whatever you want, but places want an arm and a leg to hire it out.
London, please.
Yeah. It's easy for me, London. It's an
I'd-
hour and a half.
I'd be down, mate. If we're going to do one, I'll do one. I'd be there, I mean.
Right, let's choose simulation.
Have my arm more like to pay for it.
I'll share my screen in a second. I'm just setting this up. 27. Just make sure I've got all the names. Yeah, fine. Excellent. That's fine. What did I choose?
And I do have... I've got 3 pins. No, I'm only going to give one away. Save them. I'm not going to be stupid. Get rid of all my prizes in one night.
All of them gone in a night. Right,
Yeah.
let's chuck marbles up so you can see it. That should be coming up on the screen now for everybody. And then hopefully I say this, duck racing will kick in now. 3, 2, 1, boom. I've not seen this one
It
before.
was at the same spot last time's meet up, the 4 Thieves. You picked that, didn't you, Matt? Was that...
Scribe suggested it to me, in fairness.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I like that venue.
I liked it, it's quite good.
The only thing it was missing was sound on that big screen, but
Yeah.
the fact that we had a big screen was pretty cool.
I'd do it there again, they were pretty good. I had to bring all my gear though, which was a pain in the ass. I'd like to do it where I can literally not have to bring very much so I can have a couple of drinks. Because I drove home that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, duck racing music's working good. Because I can't hear it for some reason. But I can see it's working in the mix, so we're good. So at the moment, Dalvec is leading.
Alvec.
They've been in the chat the whole time.
Good stuff.
We're on lap 2. I didn't realise this was a lap thing.
What's that, Daytona?
It does a bit, doesn't it?
Should have been playing the Daytona music.
Just for anybody who's still here and obviously in here, if the winner doesn't reply and confirm they're still in, then we give it second and third, etc. So we don't mess about.
Yep. So, postcard, Shenmue 1 and 2 guide for this one.
Titch is currently in 4th. quite like this actually.
Steady Shark. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We got another lap in us.
Yeah, one more lap with Dalvec just taking the lead.
Do, 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 do.
I wish I had that music now.
Daytona, let's go away. Daytona,
I
Daytona,
think Titch is about to take the lead.
let's go away.
Titch.
It's just Japanese, isn't it? I suppose.
I think Titch is about to win.
Ooh, go on, Titch.
Titch is winning. Titch has won. There you go.
There you go, nice one. Have you got a pin, Titch? If it seems how it's you, I'd chuck in a pin. I'm sure you have, though.
Let's get the final results. So Titch has won with Steady Shark in second, Zolacan in third, Dalvec in fourth, and Waffle in fifth.
Good job. You got a pen. Okay. I will get you a decent postcard. No, don't worry about the pen. It's literally just because it's you. And you've won. She doesn't have a landy bust. I know.
God, you'd never post that, would you? Even if you were
No
selling it,
chance.
you'd be like...
I'm scared, honestly, of posting it back to Japan if ever I needed to. Even though it came from there.
Right, we got Twisted Toothpick next.
Okay.
This looks a little bit more of a lucky hit board. So, here we go. Final one. We'll get some duck racing going as well. There we go.
So same prizes, just with the pin this time.
So early lead is Sam Miami with Ren just behind. Roxy in third. Daily Gaming Videos in fourth. Strictly Say Europe was in fifth. Still in fifth. It's going all over the place at the moment. Those loop the
Pin
loops.
wise, it's probably better for like a international someone that can't really use our Sega shop to.
Oh, Dan Man has accelerated into the lead there, quite comfortably, in fact. Going through the loops.
Loopity loop.
Just
Is that
about-
right, Chanson? Honestly, Abdullah's not won for ages, has
No,
he? So I
went
think
through a
we
phase
might
of
have
winning
to
everything.
might have to retire that little meme.
And then Dan Man is still in the lead. Relatively comfortable. Oh no, it's gone wrong. It's gone very wrong.
It's gone wrong. Steady Shark again, wasn't he? Second a minute ago.
He was. Retro Godfather's just behind. Someone's just fallen off the edge and died. Don't know who that is.
Richard. It was Richard.
Steady Shark's going to win, I think, unless anything drastic happens here.
Looks like he's won.
With Retro. Oh, Retro's died! I think Titch is coming
Steady
second.
Shark's won.
Titch
There
is
you go.
coming second. And Sam I Am. If we get there.
Why am I dead?
Sam I Am is in third. Dalvec is in fourth. Daily Game Videos in fifth. Zolacan in sixth. Ren in seventh. Waffle in eighth. Silver in nine. And Bruce Wayne in 10. And with the last two following up.
Not sure what this background actually is, Frankie. So it's just someone's farm?
No,
Or is it a rice
I think
field?
it's some random photo that someone just took.
Bailu Village rice field.
So let's see the final result. So, Steady as Shark, if
job.
you are still in the chat, can you drop us a message in the next couple of minutes, please?
True.
And if...
And oh, cheers for that.
thank you very much.
43 more bits, is it? Is that those bits, aren't they? Are those cheers? What is
They're bits for
cheer
cheers.
one? Okay.
Bits for cheers. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Cheers.
If Steady as Shark doesn't reply, then the second place is Titch and the third place is Sam I Am.
We still in the chat, Steady Shark.
He may have disappeared. Let's have a look.
Is he a Twitch guy or a Twitch guy? Sorry.
He was a Twitch guy, and he's disappeared from the chat. So, oh dear.
Samian, are you still around?
Sam was around. They said hello in the chat and said they were still here.
And somebody just send Titch
Yes,
everything.
yes. Sam is still there. There you go.
Okay, cool. Titch technically won
So
twice.
Sam, if you drop us a message on the usual channels.
Yep. Yeah, we'll give it to Samian in this case.
AMT, you missed the giveaway of a postcard and a pin.
In the guide.
And the
Let's
guide.
take us back.
Yeah, so Sam and... I mean, Titch knows who we are anyway. But Sam, if you drop us a message in either on Twitter or wherever you can find us, and we'll get that sent out to you as soon as possible.
Ace logic.
So, approaching Christmas, we have a Christmas stream lined up for the 22nd of December. It will be very much party atmosphere. Play some Shenmue 1, Christmas theme, have some drinks, have a bit of a laugh, and just look forward to the new year. Hopefully, James and I will have our new podcast episode out by then as well, because I think Winterfest is just before that. So, our new podcast episode should be out as well. So, we
Christmas
may well
jumpers
talk about that.
on.
Yeah, Christmas jumpers will be on. See what horrendous jumpers James and I will be wearing as we go into the lead up to Christmas. 22nd of December is the date. We'll be looking at probably an 8 o'clock start. So, a couple of weeks away-ish. Which will be awesome
That
for
is
everybody.
a Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
According to my calendar.
So, we'll all be sat there on Friday at work going and hungover, most likely.
I think.
Well, you've got a strike day, haven't you?
And yeah, I was going to say, unless something's changed, I think we're striking Christmas Eve and the day before. So yeah, 22nd
Oh, you can get hammered then.
will be my last day of work for Christmas.
So yeah,
Unless something drastically changes.
big party atmosphere for Christmas. We just have a good time and yeah, just celebrate the year and where things are. Otherwise, guys,
Sounds good, man.
I'm going to pull things to a close tonight. Thank you for everybody who stuck around, dealt with the technical issues that I was having previously. Hopefully, the wireless sorts itself out. I don't like wireless. I haven't got a choice in this house, unfortunately. But worst
Definitely the
case-
wire work, by the way.
Yeah, just hooking my 5-meter cable up has seemed to have fixed it. So worst case scenario, I'll just do that again if I have to, but I'm pretty sure I won't. It's just a one-off incident. So guys, thank you for sticking around. As always, great fun to have you all guys in, and we appreciate all the subs, all the bits, everything that's been given towards the dojo tonight. As I say, guys, it goes all to running the site and keeping things online. None of it goes into James and I's pockets. We put it straight to running the site. So thank you so much, because it helps us out massively. Otherwise,
Much appreciate it, guys.
all I need to say is it's a goodbye from me,
It's goodbye from me.
and we're going to go out in standard dojo tradition. Get your saxes out, everybody. It's time for some wish. Take care, have a good one, and we'll see you on the 22nd. All the best.
Cheers, guys.
「いつか見た夢のように頬を撫でて通り過ぎる海へつながるほど潮の香り運ぶよ愛しさが優しい嘘つかせる前に寂しさを今抱いてほしいのに I wish you were all with me here with me 幾つの夜を越えても込み 星が消えるまでもう少し巡る季節の中で流されそうになった時もきっとこの気持ちだけ甘い香り残すよ背中から聞いたこと泣きたくなった祈りにも似た思い抱きし